We have the new moon at 20 degrees of Aquarius, happening on February 9th at 2:58 p.m. Pacific, which is 5:58 p.m. Eastern. Check your local time to see when this lunar event is occurring for you. So here we are at this new moon in Aquarius, and we have a big Aquarius stellium, plus this is the first time we're having a new moon in Aquarius while Pluto is in Aquarius. The moon already conjuncted Pluto, just like the sun did at the beginning of Aquarius season. And the reason this is important is it's giving us additional activations within this Aquarian energy. So these luminaries conjuncting Pluto is opening us up to a fresh start in this Aquarian energy. On top of that, during this new moon, we have an Aquarius stellium going on. Mercury is in this sign right now, and it's already made its conjunction, which will help us come up with some innovative solutions that we need to kickstart something fresh for our personal and professional lives within Aquarius energy. And speaking of thinking, the vibes on the graph are absolutely reflective of all of this cerebral energy. Over the next 48 hours, mental energy will be the dominant vibe that's permeating the air. So our minds can go on, what is our next step? What do we need to do to break out of ruts? Or with a vibe like this, we could be experiencing eureka moments that can help us come up with a solution to complexities that have been going on in our lives that might have remained unsolvable for a while. And interestingly with that, speaking of underlining issues, there's a lot of low-grade energy occurring around this 48 hours. When we have low-grade energy like this, there could be subtle things going on in the background, in terms of our thoughts, in terms of our moods, in terms of our intuition and what we might be feeling. And sometimes it's having a problem that's at the tip of your tongue that you can't quite figure out what it might be, or the solution to fixing said problem. And these are coming in a variety of energies. A lot of the vibes that are on the graph is solitude, emotional sensitivity, psychic vibes, imagination and confusion, family and friends, good luck energy, ambitious vibes, and romantic energy. And so with all of these things, these could be the various problems that are popping up in our minds. And with this Aquarius energy, we may be able to find some sort of aha moment about what to do about these things. So here's the cool thing. Now that we're at this point, we can truly start planting the seeds about what we want to kickstart in our lives thanks to this Aquarius energy. New moons are about embodying the favorable characteristics of a sign and creating something according to the tenets of that energy. That way, by the time we get to the full moon in that exact sign, we can integrate these qualities and create something solid. So think about what you'd like to create in Aquarius energy. What sort of favorable qualities about Aquarius would you like to incorporate into your life? How do you hope to progress in these energies over the next 6 months? In other words, where would you like to be by the time we get to August 19th of 2024 when we get to that full moon in Aquarius? So you're able to integrate what's working, tweak the things that need a bit of an adjustment, and let go of what no longer serves you around the energy. Since Aquarius has to do with living a life that's not so orthodox, are you at a point where you're realizing that living the status quo existence is just not for you? This may be a point where you're realizing that certain societal things limit you from being yourself, which is a big thing in Aquarius energy, is being unabashedly authentic to who you are, regardless what anyone thinks. Now, of course, this doesn't have to be extreme. This could be simply that you're not fitting into a regular 9-to-5 society, and you're wanting to go the entrepreneurial route. You're wanting to go the freelance route. You're wanting to build your own business. Or it could be that you're ready for new experiences and you're not wanting to do the everyday run-of-the-mill type of stuff. Embracing our unorthodox side could be about connecting and embracing our eccentric side. So this could be a point where you're learning to love yourself for all your quirks and realizing that you have to live your life on your own terms and not by the book like a lot of people do. So I do want to state there's nothing wrong with living your life by the book. If that's your wheelhouse and that works for you, then that's absolutely okay. But for some people, it's just not a natural thing. But for those that doesn't work for, this could be your time where you're finally learning to deviate from the norm. Speaking of deviation, this could also be a time where you're realizing that you need to move away from ingrained habits that are preventing you from making progress in your life. Sometimes this could be about seeking new ways to break break out of a rut. In other words, tackling a problem from a different angle rather than going at it the same way you've been going at it for a while, because you're realizing that there needs to be some sort of new solution to what's been going on in your life. So this can be a turning point for you where you're looking to take more risk and be a little more daring, but in a constructive way, of course. Because Aquarius energy is about going out on a limb in order to improve your circumstances, in order to make progress. In this energy, taking risk, taking a chance, being more daring, has a lot to do with taking an innovative approach. So this could truly be a time where you're seeking to get out of your comfort zone and being the type of person that embraces change. Sometimes that getting out of our comfort zones can be all about going back to something that we put on the back burner. Maybe because of imposter syndrome, maybe because of life circumstances. Sometimes it's just not the right timing. Other times it could be because of the people in our lives that may not be approving of whatever it is that we're looking to seek out, because it goes against the grain and possibly shakes things up. Sometimes it's a projection because maybe some of the people around us aren't ready for change. And so in an unconscious way, maybe someone else doing something different makes them uncomfortable. So whatever the reason you might have put something on the back burner, this could be a time to return to those things and start making progress on whatever your goals might be. That way you can shake things up in your life in the most constructive way possible. In Aquarius, sometimes our goals are very cerebral. So are you in a phase of your life where you're ready to connect to your higher ideas? This could be a period to work on increasing your intelligence. It could be a time where you're more open to becoming an early adopter of certain things being tech, because within Aquarius energy, we deal with technological advancements. So it could be a time where you're learning more intricacies about technology. That way you can become more savvy when it comes down to gadgets, gizmos, and doodads. It could be a time where you're wanting to understand science more, or a time to become more open-minded about various different topics that maybe you don't normally pick up. Also, with Aquarius energy, we have the association with astrology too. So maybe this is a time where you decide that you want to study astrology more because you're ready to go beyond the basics and really throw yourself into the practice. Another cerebral thing about Aquarius energy that we may be interested in adopting is the art of healthy detachment, where we let go of control, we let go of unhealthy emotions that hold us back. Sometimes this could be about detaching ourselves from an opinion and a belief that's holding us back. Sometimes this could look like detaching ourselves from an outcome that we're really anxious about, or learning the art of healthy detachment when we're in our love life situations. And of course, other personal relationships as well. So this might be a period to take a more hang back approach when it comes down to things in a constructive way. And of course, speaking of relationships, Aquarius has to do with our relationships. It has to do with our platonic relationships. It has to do with the people that are like-minded. So is this a period where you're wanting to work on your circle? Is this a period where you're wanting to work on your friend circle, or the types of groups, memberships, and associations that you're joining? Are you at a place where you're ready to align with people who are on the same wavelength as you, because you're ready to have your core group of people where you can enjoy the benefits of platonic relationships that offer fun, support, and a lot of mental and conversational stimulation? Let's look at these transits and see what we can expect from this lunar event. As a reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps this channel grow. And if you'd like to support the work of this channel, you could do so by buying me a fresh cup of coffee. There's a link in the description box below. So what I was saying earlier is we have that Aquarius stellium with the moon, sun, Mercury, and of course Pluto, which will be helpful in terms of upgrading whatever it is that we need to upgrade in our lives. And this moon has two chart rulers, Saturn, the ancient ruler for Aquarius before Uranus was discovered, and of course Uranus. Saturn, the ancient ruler, is going to be in hard aspect to Mercury and Venus, which might create moments where we're wanting space to ourselves to think about our situations. We might not have the energy to deal with people while this is going on. So it can create moments where we end up shutting people out, or we're just not as responsive. And by not responsive, kind of giving those one-word messages, and or we could be experiencing that from other people who are feeling this energy itself. With the Venus stuff, there could be a realization that we're no longer into someone, or how depleting some of our love life situations have been. At least Saturn is making this sextile with Jupiter, so it does bring about a harmonious vibe. A vibe like this helps us gain the motivation needed to go after tangible goals. And it can also encourage us to shoot our shot at opportunities that are a sure thing. With all this Aquarius energy and Uranus making squares to the luminaries, we may have some unpredictable moments during this lunar event. This could also cause moments where we feel a little more anxious than typical, and like our minds are very overactive. We also need to be aware of unconstructive things concerning our ego and our emotions on that day, or over that next 48 hours with all of this energy. But here's the cool thing. Saturn may be making a hard alignment to Venus, but Uranus is going to make some harmonious alignments to Venus and also Mars. So we may feel like things are not going the way we want one minute, and then the next things miraculously fix themselves, or something suddenly gives us a breakthrough moment and allows for us to take action on whatever it is that we need to take care of. And even though the luminaries are going to be making a hard alignment to Venus, which could feel triggering when it comes down to relationships and anything to do with our confidence regarding our relationships, harmonious situation with Uranus will really help us pivot. And another cool thing is the sun and the moon will be making some harmonious connections to the nodes. So this brings in a karmic tone to it, and this will allow us to release anything that's holding us back, especially when it comes down to relationships. And since the nodes are in Aries and Libra, some of that release can be about letting go of Libran things that are not healthy for us and doing it with ease. And this can give us that extra boost needed to take action that helps us enhance our lives and upgrade the situations that need tremendous improvement. The signs that'll feel this lunar event more than others will be the fixed modality: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, between 20 to 29 degrees of these placements. So if you have planets or chart points in any of these signs, you'll feel this lunar event more than others. Anyway, I hope you all have the best new moon in Aquarius ever. Later, and see you in the next episode.